had taken to the streets earlier this morning over what they say is a lack of service delivery and safety in the area. To find out some of the outcomes of the meeting as well as who was in attendance, let's go to our reporter on the ground, Nosipho Mncube in Soweto. Very good morning to Nosipho. We understand that you are with some of the police as well as the protest organisers. Take us through the outcomes this morning.
Okay, Chantal, so they've just wrapped up the meeting that was facilitated by General Max Masha, as well as other police and community members were here today to just list their grievances and some of the issues they've experienced here, especially with regards to crime. The common thread of the problems or the responses I've heard today is that this protest was sparked in particular by the deaths of two people last week. Last week, one of the residents here, a young entrepreneur from the area, was shot dead. Someone that the whole community loved, and that sparked a lot of outrage from the community leading to the protest today. But to speak to us about the police response after the protest as well as the meeting today, I have Major General Max Masha, who facilitated the meeting with the community today. Mr. General Max Masha, thank you so much for speaking to us. Could you please just tell me what are some of the responses or some of the concerns that the community raised with you today?
Yeah, the number one concern in Mpagati is the level of crime in this area. They complain about the violent crimes in the area. They complain about the hostel. That the people, after the criminals rob them, they run to the hostel. That is their main complaint. And that is something that is already in the pipeline in terms of searching the hostels. But we are doing them systematically. But yeah, those are the main.
Okay, the community was also saying that when they do report these matters to the police stations, they receive absolutely no assistance. What is your response to that?
Yeah, that will not be true. Remember, our jails at the moment are 140% full because we are arresting. Yes, there might be areas. Remember the other challenge that Mpagati have. If you arrest somebody and they get released on bail, to them it's a concern. They arrested them wisely out. It means the police are not doing their thing. But we are also following our own laws of this country. If the court grants them bail, they are being released. But we have also done today, I think we have heard, we have given them the phone number of the station commander. We have given them the phone number of the relief commander, that immediately, if they are calling and they are not getting assistance, immediately they must call that relief commander or they must call the station commander. In other words, as far where I'm standing from today, this complaint will never be heard, because in future they know where to report to and we will deal decisively with those members that might have not been towing our line. We will not tolerate any member to change our image. We want people to know that we are a professional service and we are responsive to our community.
The community has also complained about not receiving a response or feedback about the cases that were opened last week with regards to the two people that were killed last week. What can you tell me about that case? Yeah,
that one I'll have to investigate. I'm not yet aware. Remember, this meeting was spontaneous, so I was not prepared. I'll have to go check those cases to see what happens. But if indeed I found that the community did not get the feedback they're supposed to, corrective steps will be taken against the officers concerned. We will not tolerate that. But as I said, we've already put measures in place to ensure that our people get feedback as soon as it's possible, because they need to. We need to keep them on our side. And how will they be on our side if they don't even know what is happening on their own cases? They need to be our eyes and ears. And for that to happen, we need to ensure that we give them the best service possible.
You spoke about how it is important for the community to work hand in hand with the police and to tip you off if they do know anything. Please elaborate on that, why that is so important for the police.
It is very, very important. As is at the moment, this crime they're complaining about, this cell phone they're complaining about, they are being sold right here in this township, right here in this community. So the community must report to us who's selling a stolen cell phone. They must phone me immediately, because by arresting that guy that is selling a cell phone, I'll be solving another crime. And that firearm that he was using will be removed from circulation. It is very, very important. If my community can help me, that anybody that is selling stolen property, they phone us immediately. Once we can get that buy-in from our community, this crime can be reduced by 50% as I speak, if that can be put into action. But remember, our courts, they want evidence. That's why we need the community to give us evidence. If they only complain there is crime, but nobody's coming forward to tell us a criminal is happening, it will not help. Even if you arrest the criminals, the court is going to release them because they want to see the crime, the witnesses, they want evidence because the court is also under pressure. They don't want to send innocent people to jail. They want to send criminals to jail. So when the community gives us information, we arrest, we'll send the criminal to jail and throw away the keys.
And what steps will you be putting into place, or what will you be putting into place? What plans do you have to ensure that the community members feel safe from today onwards?
Thank you. Remember, one of our way forward was we are going to form a committee from this community. That committee is going to be in regular contact with us. There was also a suggestion that we must form a WhatsApp group in this community where the station commander and his team is going to be in that WhatsApp group that crime will be reported live. The station commander won't hear 1 hour later whether crime was committed. As it happens, the commander will be giving information and will respond accordingly. But from our side, we're going to have operations. We're going to organize operations on a regular basis. The regular patrols the community requested, we're going to ensure they are done. The community asked for the stop and searches that we are going to intensify, and the people will be here. And I myself, from time to time, will come here to ensure that the plans that we agreed upon are indeed in place.
Thank you so much, General. That was General Max Masha from the SAPS just speaking to us about the meeting that took place between himself, police, as well as the community. I will be speaking to the community members and community leaders to find out from them if they are happy with the outcome of the meeting and if they feel that it was a success. That's it from here. Back to you in studio.
Just a bit, Nosipho Mncube for SABC News on the ground, just taking us through some of those outcomes between the organisers of the protest that took place in parts of Soweto as well as police. We do understand at this point in time that residents have been up in arms with regards to service delivery issues in specific crime in and around the surrounding areas. Some other